Hello, welcome back to the Bibles. So, we are continuing with the story of the book of Genesis. We are up to chapter 5 from the Old Testament. Before we start, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let's go then. So, chapter 5. Chapter 5 is a pretty much a list of names. So some of these names I am 100% going to be struggling with because I'm not the best with words as it is. I'm certainly no Wordsworth, no Shakespeare in here, I can assure you. Anyway, let's get started. Chapter 5. This is a list of the descendants of Adam. When God created humankind, he made them in his likeness. So to be fair, we all have similarities to our own parents, including our mothers. Notice they left out Eve here, but never mind. Male and female, he created them and he blessed them and he named them humankind when they were created. I guess it has since been reduced to human. Mankind is all just man for ease. When Adam had lived 130 years, he became the father of a son in his likeness, according to his image, and named him Seth. Because of course he did. Or for the past, when there was no medication, so today's ailments that are easily treated could be deadly. The days of Adam, after he became the father of Seth, were 800 years, and he had other sons and daughters. This is where George Lucas got his 900 years from, for Yoda, I'm sure. Thus, all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. That forbidden fruit gave the elixir of life for sure. When Seth had lived 105 years, he became the father of Enosh. They lived some great ages before having any children, yet some totally believe these tales. To be fair, you can't cherry pick the creation parts without the ages of Adam and his children. For many generations, doesn't mention Eve though. That's why do you think that is? Anyway, Seth lived after the birth of Enosh 807 years. He had other sons and daughters. Yet, if you live to 85, you would say that's a good age. These lives go on a bit. It's like they forgot to make anything horrible happen in chapter 5. Must be the worst chapter in the whole Bible. True, a yawn fest. Don't worry. We have another coming very soon, which is similar. Thus, all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. I get this is all tree of life bullshit, but it's repetitive and boring. When Enosh had lived 90 years, he became the father of Kenan. These men are starting a family really late in life, but I guess 90 isn't too old if you're going to live to after 900. Enosh lived after the birth of Kenan 850 years and had other sons and daughters, blah blah blah. Thus all the days of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. But not forgotten, as we know. Tell you a bit about him some 6k years later. When Kenan had lived 70 years, he became the father of Mahalalel. I don't know. Not so late, more like the Rod Stewart of the Bible. Kenan lived after the birth of Mahalalel 840 years and had other sons and daughters, but I don't need to know them, I guess. That's all the days of Kenan were 910 years, and he died slowly. This tree of life bullshit is starting to wear off. Then Mahalalel had lived 65 years. He became the father of Jared. He's barely out of nappies and having children. Whatever else. Mahalalel lived after the birth of Jared 830 years and had other sons and daughters. They have very long lives. People dream of the elixir of life. Plus all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. These people who wrote the Bible did write some crap in this chapter. They would have died generally around 30ish, not 900. Okay, so quick advert here for other things I'm actually doing on my channel at the moment. We are doing a series on conspiracy theories. That's my new go-to thing, where we look at things like flat earth, we look at creationism. We're going to do a bit also on what's it called, astrology, because that's also a pseudoscience, and any other sort of pseudoscience, vaccine deniers, things like that, things that people should know about. Don't have a problem with someone saying, hey Andy, the world is flat and it was all created by the Lord, because to be fair, that's how people used to think. And I don't personally have a problem with people having these beliefs, but when these beliefs become dangerous because they're saying don't take vaccines because they're not properly tested, that's when this diode has a problem. So catch me on these channels and we will watch these videos and enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Comments are great. Let's get back to the video. When Jared had lived 162 years, he became the father of Eosh. Very late start, Jared. Nonsense, but late. Jared lived after the birth of Eosh 800 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Why they'd mentioned something but not others, really, it's not scientific at all. That's all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. They just died. No mention of what they died of. They just die. When Eosh had lived 65 years, he became the father of Methuselah. Some of these names are going to be fun later on. Eosh walked with God after the birth of Methuselah 300 years and had other sons and daughters. But whatever that means, how did he walk with God? What does that mean? Thus, all the days of Eosh were 365 years. Eosh walked with God, then he was no more because God took him. Why did he take him? What did his family think when he never returned? And Methuselah had lived 187 years. He became the father of Lamech. These names. What would have been wrong with Brian and Nigel Bible? Eh? Methuselah lived after the birth of Lamech 782 years and had other sons and daughters. His answer was like this. We'd fill a glass with water. There were other glasses, but we won't say how many or how full. Thus, all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. No idea what of again. He just dies. When Lamech had lived 182 years, he became the father of a son, because they wouldn't care if it was a daughter. He named him Noah, saying, out of the ground that the Lord had cursed, one shall bring us relief from our work and all of the toil of our hands. Him from off of the ark. I smell total bullshit coming up. Lamech lived after the birth of Noah 595 years and had other sons and daughters, but Noah is famous because he was written about in a dusty old book, so must be real. No one writes fiction until the Lord of the Rings, you know. Thus all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. Blessed they lived in a desert, but life, great long lives. After Noah was 500 years, Noah became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Later these repopulated the world. Explain why 8 we have such variations in people, in colours, and why, if the whole ark thing is real, did all these new people from different religions and beliefs. Why did they have different religions and beliefs? Surely they would have all believed the stuff off of the Old Testament. Where did the Quran come from? It's almost like the Bible isn't real. So coming up next, we have one of the most famous stories from off of the Bible, Noah and his ark. And I have heard a story about a wooden boat that was smaller than the ark that allegedly was meant to be, which was made by skilled boat makers that bends in rough seas, and all the board were killed. But let's enjoy the story anyway. All that's coming up in chapter 6 and 7 and 8. Goes on a bit, the story of the ark, but it's still one we're going to love to learn about. This has been chapter 5, one of the less interesting stories, I would say. Chapter 11 or 10 or 11 are very similar. The difference being is it's how Noah's children repopulate the world and where they go. It's So there's a little bit more into it than that. But there you go. That's how we go from Adam to Noah. Anyway, coming up then will be chapter 6. Hope you're all enjoying this. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It's a different version of the Old Testament Genesis, I'm sure. But see you, pals. Thanks for watching.